Hello everyone, I'm your friend, Teacher Sam. Today we're going to tackle a common issue that English learners face, forgetting English words when speaking. We'll explore some effective strategies to help you remember and use your English vocabulary more confidently. From the importance of constant practice to the power of context, we'll cover it all. So, are you ready to dive in and learn? Let's get started. The first step to retaining English words is constant practice. Imagine your mind as a garden. Just as a garden needs regular watering to flourish, your English vocabulary needs constant practice to grow. This practice can take on many forms. You can engage in conversations with friends who are fluent in English. This not only helps you to remember words, but also improves your pronunciation and listening skills. Another effective way is by immersing yourself in English literature. Reading books exposes you to a wide range of vocabulary and sentence structures. It helps you understand how words are used in different contexts. Watching English movies or series is also beneficial. It introduces you to conversational English, idioms, and slang that are commonly used in everyday speech. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use English, the less likely you are to forget words. Practice isn't just about memorization. It's about making English a part of your daily life. Another effective method is keeping a vocabulary notebook. Think of it as a personal dictionary, a collection of words that you've learned and want to remember. This notebook becomes your go-to source for expanding your English vocabulary. So how do you use it effectively? First, jot down any new words you come across. Write them down as soon as you hear or read them. Next to each word, write down its meaning. Use a reliable dictionary to ensure accuracy, but don't stop there. Also write down examples of how each word is used in a sentence. This helps you understand the context and usage of the word. Keeping a vocabulary notebook is not just about writing words down, it's about revisiting them, reviewing them, and practicing them. The more you interact with these words, the more they become a part of your active vocabulary. A vocabulary notebook is a handy tool that can help you remember and use new words. Understanding the context is key to remembering words. Imagine you're reading a book and you stumble upon a word you've never seen before. Instead of immediately reaching for a dictionary, look at the words around it. These surrounding words and sentences, they're what we call the context. Consider the word benevolent. If you see it in a sentence like, "The benevolent king granted the request of his subjects," you can guess that benevolent probably means something positive, like kind or generous. You learn and remember the word by associating it with the situation it was used in. Context is like the scenery of a play. It gives meaning to the actors on the stage. It's extremely useful in figuring out the meaning of new words, but it also helps you remember them. So, how do you use context clues? Well, they can be direct explanations, examples, or even antonyms and synonyms within the same sentence or paragraph. The next time you encounter an unfamiliar word, try to decipher its meaning from the surrounding text before referring to a dictionary. Incorporating context in your learning process not only helps you remember words, but also their appropriate usage. This way, you're not just memorizing a list of words, you're understanding them and their place in the language. Context is the key. It not only helps you understand the meaning, but also remember the word. Repetition is the mother of learning. This age-old adage holds true, especially when you're trying to remember English words. When you repeat words, phrases, and sentences, you reinforce their meaning and usage in your mind. It's just like practicing a sport or a musical instrument. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Now you may be wondering, how can I incorporate repetition in my learning process? Well, it's simpler than you might think. When you come across a new word or phrase, don't just read it and move on. Say it out loud, write it down, use it in a sentence. Do this several times throughout the day. This repeated exposure will help the word to stick in your memory. And remember, it's not just about mindlessly repeating words. Try to understand the context, the nuance, the feel of the word. Repetition might seem tedious, but it's a surefire way to remember words. Now let's recap what we've learned today. We started our journey by understanding the role of constant practice. We realized that practice is not just about repeating words or phrases. It's about using English in real-life situations, engaging in conversations, writing emails, reading books, or even watching English movies. It's all practice. The key takeaway is this: the more you use English in your daily life, the more familiar it becomes, and the less likely you are to forget words. Next, we delved into the importance of vocabulary notebooks. We found that it's not just a place to jot down new words, but a tool to help us remember and use them. By writing down the word, its meaning, and an example sentence, we create a mental image that helps us recall the word when we need it. So don't underestimate the humble notebook. It's a powerful ally in your quest to remember English words. Then we explored the power of context. Remember, words do not exist in isolation. They are part of phrases, sentences, and narratives. When you learn a new word, try to understand its context as well. This will help you to use the word correctly and naturally, and it will also make it easier to remember. We also discussed the benefits of repetition. It's a simple yet effective technique. Repeat the word, use it in different sentences, write it down multiple times, and say it out loud. Repetition helps to engrave the word in your memory, making it less likely to be forgotten. Improving your English and remembering words is a journey, not a destination. Keep practicing and you'll see progress in no time. I'm Teacher Sam, and it was a pleasure teaching you today. Until next time, keep practicing.